taking system, you know that Google Meet attendance taking is embedded in my uh, Google Meet. So let me turn it on. Tirthoraj Banerjee has joined last as of now. Tirthoraj Banerjee. Anyways. Okay, so what I was telling that generally my perception is a bit different. I don't uh, I won't say that if you don't get a job in a big company, you will not accept it. All right, from the beginning, if you uh, look for the package, uh, most of the times, in my experience, what I got, I have uh, seen thousands of students in my academic career, teaching career from 2005 onwards, right? I've seen the students who got a job in the mid-cap companies. Salary is not that much good. They got the privilege to work, uh, to participate in software development directly, right? After having the experience 2 or 3 years, with that experience, they have got the a job in a company with a salary which is much more than their friends who got the job in the company, the good company with the high salary uh, from the beginning, right? Because the reason is very clear. What I was telling, that if you right from the beginning, if you get into a good company with a good salary, hardly you will get any scope to work technically, to participate technically in a project. So you will not get an hand-on experience, working experience. Only working experience will be course, making the documentations, nothing else. I will not say that if you get a job in good company, you will not join, but your purpose will be always that to um, to request your seniors, to request the team leaders of the project to take you, to allow you to go technically in the project. It is not that you will just going and coming and roaming around and you will be having teas and coffees. It, the no limit will be there. You'll be enjoying the 2 years. 2 years will be spent just like that. So it should not happen. Most of the candidates I have seen, they're not putting any headache. Intentionally, you have to take the headache to work on a project really. And the team leaders keep watching the candidates who are really interested to contribute on their project, right? It's so many times it happens that after 2 or 3 years, if you don't explore your knowledge, okay, if you don't have that much that kind of intention to work really on the project, you will be benchmarked, right? You will get your salary, but you will not get any scope to work. After a few years, your job will be at stake. It happens. I have seen so many for so many candidates. This is my suggestion. Always you will find a scope to really work on any project. Right? This is my suggestion. Anyways, so let us start with the topic. I think I discussed the uh, overview of internet technology. Today I will try to I'll finish the internet and intranet and extranet. Someone of you asked what is extranet, I think. So far I can remember. So this topic we will complete today. If time permits, I will start DNS, domain name system. So let me tell you one thing before I start. Since I have started taking the attendance by system, I will not ask you to put your attendance in any Google sheet. Here my system, let me present you that one. Let me present. You'll see. Yeah. You can see this is the screen is visible to all of you, no? Hello. Screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see here the system is taking the attendance by its own. I have added the Google Meet attendance extension with the Google Meet. Okay. So those who will be joining and will be leaving just to get the attendance after a few minutes, they will not get the attendance. Here I will check this record who who will be there for the entire session. They will get the attendance, and you know that now onwards the um, management has asked the attendance for every month. So be careful. Those I already noticed that one of you has already left. I don't know whether it is a mistake, is an problem with the system or not, with his or her system or not. But this technical problem may not be valid for the all the classes, right? Maybe for one or two classes you may get some technical issues, some network issues, but it should not be continued for the for all the classes. Anyways, so let us start the class. Intranet and extranet. Remember, intranet is this. Always I will suggest you you don't need to remember all these points. Means if you study all these points and if you take pressure to put it in your memory, you will try whatever subject you study. Always in engineering, always I will suggest you always try to put the picture in your memory. If you can put the picture of that particular topic, you will be able to write the points for that topic by yourself, right? But instead of uh, memorizing the picture, if you try to memorize these points, right, the theoretical points, maybe some of points you might have missed, right? So internet don't need to, you will definitely you will study this, but once you will notice the picture, na, you will the points will automatically come in your mind. See, internet network server is just a LAN. Okay. Means in your lab, you have seen in your college, in the lab, you have seen that each and every lab is connected with a server. Okay. And all the machines, all the nodes, technically you can say that nodes or computers or systems are connected with the wired network. Wired means local area network. It may be wireless. Okay. And hub or switch is there, right? There are so many topology for the different type of connections. Okay. If a star connection is there, or the hybrid connection is there, serial connections are there, parallel connections are there, mesh connections are there. Okay. Generally a hub is used for the star connection. Okay. So there will be a dedicated server which will take care of all the systems connected with an wire, with the LAN, with the with the wire. Okay. And you know that is the RJ45 or so many connectors are there for this, and these depends on the different systems. And the server may be the Windows server or the Linux server. But for the LAN, if you generally in real life, what happens? No company, no organization prefer the Windows server, right? So could anybody answer why? My question is why the Windows server is not preferred. All the organizations prefer to have a server as a Linux, under Linux operating system. What is the main reason of this? Can anybody answer?
Sir, security.
Hmm?
Security.
Exactly, security. Okay, exactly, security. But security means, what do you mean? What kind of security? What kind of security do you mean? Hmm? Will you try?
Sir, maybe data security.
Data security means, what do you mean by data security?
Uh, Sir, no other third parties can
Because of the
access the
cost, sir.
internet.
Pijus want to tell something.
It's because of the cost, sir.
Your audio is not clear. Sorry.
So because of the cost, sir, Windows Server is generally a proprietary based server, whereas Linux can be get easily, sir. It is a free server, sir.
See that expense. If you talk about the expense, that company doesn't bother about the expense, right? Then maybe that our academic organization may be bothered about this. So it's not a valid point for the industry. Okay. Yeah, definitely it's a point. Definitely it's a point. You know that the Fedora Linux is a freeware, right? The free, but not free to that sense. Whatever you have experienced for using in your academic institution, there are so many Linux version. If you try to take some primitive features, you have to purchase it. Okay. Anyways, what about the girls? Sonika, do you want to say something? Why the Linux is preferred than that of Windows as server? Sonika is present. Sonika is present. Yes, sir. Why you are not audible? Unmute yourself. Do you have any problem? Sir, mic issue. So this
सर वो लैपटॉप यूज कर रही है उसका माइक ग्लिच
mic issue, but you have to solve it. This issue, no? You are going to be an engineer, right? To solve this issue, it should not continue, because from now onwards you will maybe the interviews also through online. Maybe you will face the interview also on online. So if you can't speak, so how will you represent yourself? And in your project also, means at the end of semester, you have been assigned some projects. There also you have to present yourself, right? And always this using lab, this mobile, will be difficult for you to present all this. Always this laptop is better, okay, isn't it? Okay. So try to rectify the problem. Try to solve this problem. Okay. Okay. Anyone else want to answer? See, definitely what Somojit was telling, it's absolutely right. Definitely, it's a security issue. And security means it's an word which covers so many things. Data security, data, definitely all these things we are working on, that is a data. Actually, when you will study in your 8th sem, I will be taking the class right from the beginning, right from 2013. I am taking the class, that is a there is subject cryptography and network security. Right? When you will study the subject, you will get to know there are so many things which uh, where the original data will get encrypted, so that any third party, any unauthenticated user as intruder cannot hack the system. Okay. So Linux, there are so many enriched features only in Linux, which which were encryption, the algorithm what they embed, the algorithms or this encryption system is much more robust. Number one. For example, let's say I have never used Zoom to take your class. When this uniform platform has not been implemented officially from BBIT, so many teachers used to take the classes using Zoom platform, but I have never used, because I knew what are the features where they are losing in terms of security. For the free version, I'm not talking about the paid version. There are two versions for the Zoom. It's paid version and free version. So everyone was using the free version. They were all the teachers. So uh, that's why I think you might have heard some legal activities, some legal litigations was already going on against the Zoom. Have you heard about this? I think you have heard about this in so many um, newspapers or things. They, I don't know what they or some other unauthenticated user means there is a scope to hack all your information from your system. You know that we put so many personal informations like your bank details or these things, right? You say internet banking for the passwords, all this. So to once you will connect this Zoom software to take your once you connect this online platform through Zoom software, there is a scope to get this information. There may be, if anybody wants, if that much hackers is that expert, that kind of expert hacker is wants to hack the informations from your system, it can be hacked easily. And so many persons, so many uh, mm, organization uh, suffered with this. That's why they lodged a complaint, and they took on the help of the cyber crime or to execute some legal activities against Zoom. But it is for the free version. But then still, I've talked to so many my senior brothers who were teaching in the MIT or Stanford, especially in the domain of AI, because my specialization is on AI and pattern recognition and cryptography network security. So they are using the Zoom, but through VMS. Okay. Just the next topic we will be explaining VMS. What is VMS? And through a VPN. Means they will be taking the class from your home through to their university VMS, and that server will connect the students to the Zoom, which is paid version. So the personally Zoom software will not able to get access for their personal system. They have the access to the server, and since that server is secured enough, definitely under the Fedora or Linux system, so it will be very difficult for them to hack the personal system through that server. Okay, so this kind of infrastructure they have, so they don't need to get afraid of this, right? So it's the reason. There are so many other reasons, security features, which you will come to know once you will study the cryptography and network security. Anyways, so let's continue with today's discussion. So, for the intranet system in which multiple pieces of network to be connected to each other, usually each company organization has their own internet network. You know all these things, right? And definitely when we are supposed to configure the LAN, each and every system should get an IP address, you know. Okay, so this is all about the intranet, means network within the campus. Benefits, you know, since it has no scope to share with the internet or to share their in their means uh, their information with the other organization through internet, definitely it will be much more secure. The information will be within the organization. That's why this much of benefits this system has. So we will just go through this intranet advantages. You will study this. I am not wasting my time to read only this. Okay, once you read, you will come to know. Communication, time saving, definitely. Time saving means, you know, that when a packet, generally here packet transformation happens. Okay, means total information as byte, you know, actually the bytes are being transmitted. Bytes mean digital bits, digital informations, not the analog informations. So these bytes are actually fragmented into some packets, and each and every packet has its own format with the header or tailor. Okay, it depends on the protocol we are using. Okay, so it is since it is not supposed to get transferred or transmitted to the outside of the campus, the packet size will be optimized. So the protocol we'll be using will not get that much of bits or bytes, right, for the packet. So it saves the time, collaboration, platform independency, cost effective, workforce productivity. All these features are there. You will just study. Security is much more secure for the specific user, immediate observers. So issues, a loss of control, hidden complexity, potential for chaos. Why all this will happen? Since here each and every on each and every system means there is a fixed IP generally. Okay, and once you will be working on a particular system, after that anyone else can use, right? So each and every system should be with some more users, for means all the users will use the same infrastructure for the node, particular node I am talking about, right? The particular node I am talking about. This is here, suppose that you have attended a lab. Okay. Next time on the next slot, some other student from some other class will work on this. So locally, which you will be working, you'll be saving. If you don't encrypt, if you don't hide this, or if you don't follow some security, it will be hacked. That's why here it needs to have more than one user. So multi-level or multiple user must be created, and that is the that may be considered as a headache for the server to maintain, right? The time slots, all these things, all these issues are there. So some chaotic uh, situation may happen, potential for chaos or security concerns, packet sniffing, denial of service, unauthorized access, all these features are there as advantages or disadvantages. Application, internet application is a common, I think. ठीक है? Uh, so let me skip all these things. I will be giving you the notes here. That internet and intranet, you will get the questions in your theoretical part. So many differences, okay, or comparisons you will be getting. So you should go through these differences also minutely. Internet, local network, worldwide, internet, worldwide network. Have access to internet, doesn't have access to it will be internet, okay, not internet, internet. Okay, more expensive or less expensive. Why it is more expensive? Let me ask you, why internet is more expensive than in comparison to the internet, which is less expensive? Can anybody answer? Can anybody answer? Why internet is more expensive than internet? Which one is less expensive? Apparently, you will think that internet is less expensive than internet. Could anybody answer? Hello, hello.
Because of the setup cost required to set up the intranet.
Exactly. Here, with a single computer, you can access multiple computers you want through internet, right? But here, you cannot do that one. Okay, it's very easy. Right, you're absolutely right. It's more safe, is less safe because it is means open to the internet, open globally. It is locally, so it's more safe, more reliable. Definitely, it's less reliable. Yeah. So these are the points which you will just study. This extranet view. Someone asked me about the extranet. Extranet, just picture. You just look at the picture. Here it is an LAN you can consider through the internet. We are accessing the system of other organization, and there must be a firewall for the security purpose, right? Okay. Actually, the server takes care of this. For firewall is installed with the server. So this is extranet, but this must be a dedicated one. Let's say that BBIT has its own network and GIMS has its own network. How we will be accessing the GIMS a system of GIMS from the BBIT? We must, there are two ways. Either we have to the personal dedicated network or the wire to connect the server of BBIT with the server of GIMS, but it is much more expensive. Since we have an internet facility is there, so through internet we can access this one. But here, the special why I am calling it dedicated network. Dedicated network means not physical connection, dedicated connection. Okay, dedicated network means this firewall will take care of that only the information only for the particular port, right? If the BBIT want to access the GIMS server, GIMS system with the GIMS server, the firewall will check whether the request has come from the BBIT or the all these two servers will check whether through the firewall where this authenticated user means this request has come from BBIT or GMS. If so, then only the packet will be transmitted. The processing will be started. Otherwise, no. It will give a message that unauthenticated user or this FTP error. Okay, whatever HTTP error, what generally you get. Okay, clear. So the picture is much more easy to remember the concept. Extranet refers to network within an organization using internet to connect to the outsiders in controlled manner. This is the key term. In controlled manner, and how it gets controlled, only the firewall can control it. Got it? Hello. Am I clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It helps to connect business with their customers and suppliers and therefore allows working in collaborative manner. Let's say generally it happens, let's say to establish a connection from the Delhi, from the president, if a president wants to get some confidential communication between him or our chief minister, right? So there will be a dedicated network, not that will be open to all. Got it? Okay. Okay. Uh, VPN implementation. VPN extranet is implemented as a VPN. Just now I told you that the MIT or the renowned universities worldwide or some universities in India also, they always use VPN, and nowadays to take the online class they're taking the help of VPN. Means they are dependent on this VPN only. They can take the can conduct the classes or meeting from their home through this VPN with the help of some online software to to conduct a meeting or to take classes. And this VPN is embedded with the server, and that is the server which is embedded with IPsec. IPsec means Internet Protocol Security Architecture, right? Whenever a packet it needs to be sent, okay, means I am taking a class, means every time my system is transmitting some packet, and when you're responding, your system, maybe the mobile or the your laptop, is sending some packets to me. I am receiving it through my net, isn't it? So means like that. Each and every packet has some architecture, protocol, maintaining a particular protocol. So original IP packet is encrypted. What I was telling about the encryption, right? Data encryption. Original IP packet with the new IP header, it keeps track of from which IP the packet is coming, right? Or from which IP the packet is going. So IPsec, and after that IPsec authentication header means here when my system admits you to enter in the classroom, means you have been authenticated. Got it? Okay, you have been authenticated means in a very broad level. Means this assuming that this is an authenticated user. That's why I'm admitting it. So system is actually giving me a message that this person wants to enter in the classroom. So if it is not known to me, means it's not known to me means it's the system, means I get some message now outside of BBITs. Okay, means the phone number or so many of you sometimes I get even you are a student of BBIT, then also I get a message that outside of BBIT. Why it happens? Because your phone number or the your email ID is not registered with the classroom, but now you are using some another phone number, or now you are using some another in email ID. That's why it is not recognizing. My system is not recognizing. So these falls under all this authentication feature. Okay. So this is all about the intranet benefits. So many benefits are there. I'll not waste my time to read out all these benefits. You will read by your own. Okay. Extranet benefits supplier and customer, means from the supplier ends, benefits are from supplier ends and customers. And supply chain integration, deliver sales info to partners, platform for web-based EDI, electronic data interface, reduce time to market, partner collaboration, improved procurement, quicker rollout. this is actually concerned about the IT marketing persons of IT, right? From that aspect, the benefits has been yeah, mentioned mentioned. Issues apart for advantages, there are also some issues. Apart from, it will be from, apart from advantages, there are also some issues associated with the extranet. These issues are discussed below. Now mainly you can see that these are the disadvantages. I think hosting, where the extranet pages will be held, that is who will host the external pages. In this context, there are two choices: host it on your own server or host it an internet service provider in the same way as web pages. Two way you can host it, right? Host it on your own server, you can use your own server, or you can borrow an ISP which will play as a host to broadcast your informations. But hosting extranet pages on your own server requires high bandwidth internet connection, which is very costly. This is the disadvantage of this extranet. Security accessing issues, decreased interaction, and these are very
So,
important. Please,
sir, I have a question, sir.
yeah, definitely ask me.
Sir, will optical fiber connections help me with setting up?
Optical fiber connection, actually it has a high data speed, right?
Yes,
FDDI.
sir.
Optical by default, definitely it has a very high speed. Okay. So you cannot compare with the optical fiber with the any other wires, right? The analog wires. So by default, the optical fiber may be used for your LAN also, for your MAN also, for your WAN also, for extranet, right? Whatever you use. Optical fiber definitely is much more costly, and nowadays to get the high speed, the all everywhere the government wants to install the optical fiber, right? Like say the your internet, all this, because now all of us are dependent on the internet. So optical fiber is here. What happens? And there is another feature in optical fiber. What is that? That is, uh, you know that uh, we generally get a broadband system. Okay, not the baseband. Broadband system means there where the main bandwidth is logically divided, and there is a gap between each channel to avoid the intersymbol interconnection, means interference. If interference happens, then the system will be garbled. Means earlier we experienced that the cross connection. Okay, that means one symbol, one signal will be embedded with the other, overlapped. So to avoid this, there is a gap. I forgot the term. Mm, the gap between the two logical channels is called, means a particular spectrum, frequency spectrum, which is allocated as a spare, as a gap, to avoid these intersymbol interconnections. Could you recall that term? Do you know? Actually, you didn't study the computer networks, no? Yet? Hello? Hello? Have you studied the computer network subject?
Yes, sir.
In which year? Are you studying this, in this semester or in third year? Computer networks?
Sir, last semester, no?
In the sixth sem.
Yes, sir.
So
JI, sir.
you should answer, na? I forgot the term, the technical term. What is the term called? Actually, in a broadband communication, that channels are divided logically, and there is a spare bandwidth which is used to avoid the overlapping, the intersymbol interconnection. Anyways, I will tell you if I.
Twisted pair cable.
Huh?
Twisted pair cable.
A twisted cable is a cable. ভুলভাল কথা বলছিস। এটা কেবল একটা টাইপের কেবল, একটা কেবলের টাইপ। I'm talking about that sphere, that logical space, means that frequency band. Okay. Anyways, I forgot. So here what happens that since there is a possibility to have the intersymbol interconnection in optical fiber, that possibility is not there. It's very much possibility to have the intersymbol interconnection. So we can use that much of bandwidth with a high data rate, because no need to separate the channel, no need to use that much of bandwidth as a spare, right? Let's say if you have a 50 hertz bandwidth, if you are dividing that total bandwidth in some four sub channels, so let's say seven, or let's say 10 hertz will be allocated for the four channels. So 40 bandwidth, 40 hertz, and only 10 hertz is left. So that 10 hertz will be allocated to put the bandwidth between the each channel, right? Fine. Maybe some 2.5 hertz will be wasted. Okay. So this factor is not there in the fiber communication. That's why the total bandwidth we can use for the logical channel. So definitely the high data speed will be there, right? Navneet, clear?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay, let me continue. Okay, now this is another node, internet. Let me complete it. It's a very important topic, that is the difference between extranet and intranet. You will start with this extranet, internal network that can be accessed externally. Intranet, internal network that can be accessed externally, right? So only limited users of a company. Extranet is an extension of company's internet. If a company wants to have an extranet with other company, so the coverage will be better. Okay. For limited external communication between customers and suppliers, business partners, because it is not internet. No? So in that sense, it will be limited only for communication within a company, and it is the between the two companies or between one or more companies, right? So extranet, the coverage of extranet is much more better in comparison to intranet. So this is the end of the internet and extranet. Okay. Should I proceed to the next topic or should I stop it now? What do you suggest? Tell me frankly, I don't mind. Should I proceed? The domain name system is very important. Hello? At least respond. No, I'm not getting that much of response from your batch. Why? Because I am new. Since I am a teacher of computer science, but I am new to you. Maybe that's why you don't feel free to interact with me. Huh? তাহলে তো আমার একটু মন খারাপ হবে নাকি? কিরে? হ্যালো? No, sir. No, Mike, sir. Sir, we can continue. Sir, you can proceed. Okay. So all of you agree?
Yes,
Actually,
sir. Yes, sir.
it will take half an hour more. Okay. Okay. Let's complete it as domain name system. Like say, I am showing you as let's say this BBIT. What is this? bbit.edu.in. Could you see the screen? Could you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here I typed bbit.edu.in. 20 or 30 years before, I could not type this kind of name. Okay, to access a domain, to access the means a domain, I could have used the IP address instead of this name. So it is not easier, it is difficult for all others to to remind to put the IP different IP addresses for the different organization to access their domain, right? So name to IP. Here, whenever I am typing this, actually there is an IP of 4 octets already assigned for the domain from where the BBIT has purchased. It may be GoDaddy or so many other companies are there who will host your this website. Got it? So whenever you will purchase a domain for your own, so you have to what you have to do first. There are two ways. There are two ways. There are two ways. One is you can purchase it from any host company like GoDaddy or any other company. So according to your scheme, they will give you some space, and you can design your website with some app with some platform. And nowadays you don't nobody waste time to write code, right? So many companies are there which will provide you so many features which you will just drag and drop on your website to organize your website, to design your website. Designer,
Template, sir. Template.
Wixgate or something, right? I mean, so 1 year ago, WordPress was free, but nowadays I just seen last month that WordPress is also now taking some money, right? It's not free. Hmm.
No,
Only
sir, it is free.
no
So most of the
for the commercial using I'm talking about. When you will be using it in commercially, na, for your company, so you have to purchase. Minimum charge 10 point some dollar for every month. I can show you for the WordPress. WordPress was free in the last year. Okay, and minimum charges they claim WordPress. The others like Wizkid or all, and so many companies are there. They charge more. Only free is Google Blogger. Google Blogger is free only. Right? With the Blogger also, so many persons don't know. They only think that with the Google Blogger you can create a blog only. No, you can create a website also, right? Do you know the difference between blog and website? Do you know the difference between blog and website?
yes, sir.
So
Maybe
blog is dynamic and website is static.
That you can
not
also
exactly.
design a dynamic website. Okay. You can also, it depends on you. Website, you can also use a dynamic website. Right.
স্যার ব্লগ কারোর একটা পার্টিকুলার হয় কিন্তু ওয়েবসাইট হচ্ছে ইউনিভার্সাল বাট ব্লগ ইজ নট দ্যাট।
না রে বাবা, ব্লগ ইউনিভার্সাল, এটা পয়েন্ট একেবারে না। আর ব্লগ কথাটা মানেই তো বুঝতে পারছিস, হোয়াট ইজ ব্লগ? ব্লগ মিনস সাম ইন্টারঅ্যাক্টিভ সেশন উইল বি দেয়ার। আমি একটা অথার, আমি একটা বই পাবলিশ করেছি, এই বইটার রিভিউ কেমন আমাকে একদম কেউ ইন্টারঅ্যাক্টিভলি আমার ব্লগে লিখছে, তোদের একটা কোনো সেলিব্রিটি। এখন তো একজনের সুইসাইড নিয়ে সবাই জানিস, সে কি খেত, কখন সে এক্সারসাইজ করতো, কখন কি করতো, তাই না? এখন দিয়ে প্রচুর ব্লগ বেরিয়ে গেছে তাকে নিয়ে, সমস্ত সেলিব্রিটি কিছু না কিছু ব্লগ আছে। সেই ব্লগ হচ্ছে কমন টু অল, যেখানে দা এনিবডি ক্যান পুট সাম কমেন্ট, দ্যাট ইজ আ ব্লগ।
So, sir, can we say it like a online forum?
Forum, exactly. Blog is nothing but a forum. ফোরাম বলে কোনো ক্যাটাগরি নেই, মানে অ্যাকচুয়ালি এই ওয়েবসাইট বিল্ডিং এর ব্লগ, তো ব্লগ ইজ অলসো অ্যান ওয়েবসাইট, but it has a specific purpose. It is not suitable for the company which is providing the information or which is interacting with the clients, like say BBIT. Maybe there is a particular page where the students can have any scope to write their views. I don't know that kind of page is there or not. But here you can only get the information from the BBIT. You cannot have any, you don't have any scope to uh, to to write any review, isn't it? So it's an website. My website www.profbasu.in. Right now it is deactivated. Actually, I'm getting some problem with the Google. I complained. Actually, I forgot to renew it. Actually, it was created 4 years back. I designed it, and I forgot to renew. I mean, my credit card. Actually, you know that to purchase a domain, you must have an international credit card. Do you know this? To purchase a domain, you must have an international credit card. Google doesn't accept other means for the India, for the UK, Australia, USA, they can use other banking software. But for the first time, the second time onwards, you can continue. You can renew it with the internet banking or otherwise. The first time when you are purchasing your domain, you must use the international credit card number. What happened that every time I selected the auto renewal option, and automatically actually monthly actually they deduct some charge, you know. But at the end of year, actually for renewal of the registration, they cut automatically from this using that means payment gateway. But in this year, my internet credit card got expired, and I didn't notice that one, and they deactivated that one again when I got the new credit card with the new number, right? I cleared all the due payments. It was due 1 month or 2 months. But what happened that my URL uniform resource locator was uh, lost. That's why I had to configure that one with my domain. I don't know you have the experience to configure the URL or not, right? So these are the technical things you need to do. But after doing that one also, that GoDaddy, actually I purchased the domain from GoDaddy. GoDaddy is telling me that you are not a registered one. So I complained, but I'm not getting time to work on that one. So I have to work on this. So right now it is deactivated, profbasu.in. So this profbasu.in is not a blogger, it's a website. So this is the main difference between the blog and one website. Got it? So blogger may be considered a website also, but used for some specific purpose. So actually, why I started this topic, I forgot. Okay. So there's DNS, domain name server. Whatever you do that when you purchase a domain, you have to configure your DNS. And in DNS, you will be having a scope to give your name of your domain, and automatically DNS system will map the particular IP which your web address will be communicating with the outside world, will map that IP with your domain to your name means to your website name. So this is the function of DNS, right? In short. When DNS was not into existence, one had to download a host file containing host name and their corresponding IP. Actually, this IP was actually list of IP we used to remember, and only we are supposed to type this IP address, right? But with the increase in number of hosts of internet, the size of host file also increased. This resulted in increased traffic on downloading this file. কত বড় হবে, যতগুলো অল ওভার ওয়ার্ল্ড প্রচুর এখন ওয়েবসাইট হয়ে গেছে, এবার ডাউনলোড করতেই তো প্রচুর সময় লেগে যাবে। ডাউনলোড করার পরে সেটা দেখে সেই আইপিটা আমি পুট করলে তবে সেই ওয়েবসাইটটা আমি অ্যাক্সেস করতে পারতাম। To solve this problem, DNS system was introduced, domain name system. Domain system helps to resolve the host name to an IP. Got it? Means from the host company from where I am purchasing my domain, I have given a name, so that is my host name, right? Let's say bbit.edu.in is the host name, and it has some specific IP. So this name to IP, this configuration is done by DNS. It uses an hierarchical naming scheme and distributed database of IP addresses and associated names. Right? IP address, you know that 4 bytes, 4 octets are there. IP address consists of two components. First is network component, another is host component, right? This is the your network component. Network component means you know that there are so many types of network. How many types of network are there? You have studied the network, right? Hello, you have studied the computer network, isn't it? How many types of computer networks are there? Class? How many classes of computer networks are there? Who will answer?
P.
Huh?
P.
What are those?
LAN, MAN, and WAN.
That
Local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network.
হলো না, ওটা হয়ে গেল কানেক্টিভিটি থ্রুকে।
Class A, Class B, and Class C network.
Exactly, absolutely right. Class A, Class B, Class C. Class D and Class C are also there, but nowadays it is Class A and Class B, Class C. Okay. So you will get the difference according to the format. Okay. So here absolute URL, whatever the network is, right? So URL, university, we call it university, universal resource locator. This complete address comprising of protocol use, server name, path name, and file name. Let's say, for example, this is your absolute URL, http bbit.edu.in pages about us. তোরা যারা ওয়েবসাইট ডিজাইন করেছিস, ডেফিনেটলি তোরা কিছু ফোল্ডারের মধ্যে ধর পিকচারের জন্য আলাদা ফোল্ডার, সাব ফোল্ডার, বিভিন্ন জিনিসের জন্য আলাদা আলাদা, ইউ হ্যাভ ক্রিয়েটেড different folders, right? And the corresponding pages you created. The HTTP is a protocol. bbit.edu.in is a server name, right? Means with this server name we actually the BBIT bought the domain, right? Pages is a folder. Under this folder there is a subfolder about us. When we are searching this BBIT, this home, you can see the home. Here home will be written, right? About us, about us is under the pages. Pages is a subfolder under the bbit.edu.in main root folder. There is a folder pages. Under this about us, mission and vision are there. Okay, so this way, this is the actually a method to design an website. Governing body, affiliation is another. Yes, anyway, so it might have been organized in much better way, I don't know. Anyways, let's see. So this is the different subfolders, and in each and every subfolder there is an HTML page or HTML page. Pages in about us.html. So our page is this about us, an HTML page, but these are not the pages, these are the subfolders. So when we are giving the complete name, we are getting absolute URL. And when suppose we are we are under this bbit.edu.in and pages. You can, if you type URL, if you type there, right, means entering the bbit.edu.in, if you search a particular page only, that will be a relative URL. Pages about us, so this will be a relative URL. This is the difference between the absolute URL and the relative URL. Okay, difference between absolute URL and relative URL, used to link web pages on different websites, used to link web pages within the same website. Okay, got it? In the same website, if you try to find out the different pages, that is or relative URL. Difficult to manage, easy to manage. Changes when the server name or directory name changes, remain same even if we change the server name or directory name. Takes time to access, comparatively faster to access. Domain name system architecture, you know that different purpose, the according to the category of the organization, domain name means must be different. Like for the edu, maybe it is an education system, education institute, that's why it will be edu. For commercial business, com or in, right? For the government sites, you will notice gov. Instead, but there are so many times you can avoid that someone is on fraud or not. Let's say from a bank, if you get a notice, or if somebody means refers a website claiming that that is from the government organization, you will come to know easily that is a government or a private organization which is going to cheat you. Always all the government agencies or government organization must have the gov for extension, like say bbit.edu.in, like say something .gov.in. Okay, so gov, these extension, this domain must be there. International entity. Okay, MIL US for the military system, networking and .net org, non-profit organization. Actually, the education institute officially must be a non-profit organization. Okay. Officially. Anyways, the following table shows the country top level domain. You know that when you search the Google from India, what you write? google.co.in, isn't it? Hello. Hello. I think, do you know that this thing? Uh, do you know this? That if you search on something from India, google.co.in, and if you search, if you want to search something which is there in UK, if you search it, if you start searching under the google.co.in, it will take much time. Exactly, you just have replied. So first and foremost, you need to do, you have to search google.co.uk, means you will be referred to the Google server of UK. For the USA, google.co.usa. And from there, if you start searching now, all these the organizations or companies or some shops you are looking for, and that will be from UK only. Okay, so it will facilitate you to search faster. Okay, this is the way of searching. So these were different countries are different uh, extension. UK, United UK, US, United States, India.in. Just now I told you. These different countries. Domain name spaces. Just what I told you, that the es.com.gov.edu.org. Okay. Each and every country has its own dedicated gateway, and all these gateways are controlled under a main gateway, and from these actually the packet gets segregated, whether it is addressed for UK, addressed for in India or USA. After that, that particular sub gateway redirects your page according to the category es.com.gov.edu.org. Then again, this subdomain or this sub to sub gateway refers or redirects the particular web server. Okay, under this way, this branching, this tree actually is there. Name server hierarchy of server is same as hierarchy of names. The entire namespace is divided into the zones, education zone, edu, right? This way for the Stanford or EMU, Barclays, CA, the different zones there. Just we discussed all this. Types of name server, root server, primary server, secondary server. There are so many servers, so and each and every server is doing some gateways, right? So this you will go through DNS working, all this you will get. So this is the end of DNS. We will discuss again with the DNS as and when required. I think it will be required later on also to say some specific feature of DNS later on. So let us conclude the today's session here. Hello. Do you have any question? Anybody want to ask something? So let me conclude today's discussion. Okay. Thank you. Okay.